This is Water Elemental.
And this is Axis, and we are here today to talk about the League of Legends. This is an ongoing show where we talk a little bit about everyone's favorite Mobius-style battle game. We are coming off from being sick. We're very excited. I have the youth of a much younger person within my soul.
I had the reverse effect where I am older than I was previously.
And so we're here today to talk to you about some things that are very near and dear to our hearts. Specifically,
The Church of Helix.
Video games. Now, as you may have noticed, Hexakill is live. It's a brand new game mode that just came out, and there's some cool stuff on the PBE, and there's this cool new video out for Vel'koz. So we're going to kind of go over those guys, and then talk a little bit about some interesting
Other tidbits
upcoming events. But first things first, Hexakill. I've played it a little bit.
How did you feel about it?
It's crazy. 2 people in a lane, or maybe 2
3
in certain lanes if you're careful, or if you have a jungler. But for the most part, the game is safer. Because people aren't willing to commit to getting killed as easily. From my experience, I've usually had 2 top, 2 bot, 1 mid, 1 jungle. Sometimes we do 2 in all lanes, but for the most part, that's what people have been following when I play. And, it's weird, it's different, and people are a lot more frightened. I mean, I've had a lot of comps where there's 2 support, which definitely makes it even more passive, just because you're like, alright, let's top off real quick. Heal, 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 heal. DPS, and heal, 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 heal. Poke comps are really scary now. I mean, you get really long distance skill shots going, especially with the new Xerath out there. I mean, I've had Nidori, Varus, and Xerath all on one team and have it be viable, and then just gush, 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 gush.
The new Xerath too, huh?
Mm-hmm. And it's pretty scary. It's pretty hard to fight, and yeah, it just makes for some interesting comps. It allows you to have, a lot of characters that normally don't fill a role on a team all of a sudden have a role. Like a mass disabler, a long-range poker, or an extra support.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of second tanks go up. So you'd have a support at the bottom and then a tanky support up top. And then sometimes we'd have like a Leona and then a Rammus or something up top. So you'd have these 2 characters that would just jump into the combat, and then you'd have 2 people soaking up damage and everybody else is kind of jumping in from a distance. And it's really kind of fun to have it be on your side, but on the other side it's like, I can't do anything in here.
How do I get through all these nerds?
As Maokai, I'm just like, I'm going to jump in, and I'm just going to do my thing, and then someone else is going to help me do my thing.
I've been playing lots of mages, just because there's a lot less focus on you. I mean, there's 1 more person to target down, so that just means there's less aggro on you as a mage, so I've been having a good time with that. Certain characters, like Wukong, that benefit from having more enemies around to get more out of their passives, are definitely benefiting a lot from this mode.
Aren't there champions that benefit from having people in the area, kind of like...
yeah, like Wukong.
I'm trying to think who else.
Arella does, but it caps at 3. There's a couple others. Darius does with his bleed stacks.
I'd say get a whole team full of world passives, but there's no more global passives.
There are not, I'm afraid.
That would be funny. It's just like, we help everybody.
Stars, take me
to infinity.
Oh, goodness. But, very interesting, guys. If you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend it.
A lot more fun than we thought.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that it was just going to be kind of a lame arms race, but it's actually more of a passive tactical game that focuses a lot more on pokey and mage characters.
Blitzcrank is still pretty scary, though, especially. Like, I kind of want to see a team of 6 people go mid and then have like a Blitzcrank and a Thresh. It's like, we're going to take mid now. But let us know your stories about Hex, what you guys like, dislike, if you hope to see a 6-on-6 game mode. I'm kind of interested to see what's going on.
A lot of people on the forums especially are like, everyone play a lot of this mode so that way it stays permanent, because they're worried about what's going to happen with Snowdown Showdown. They're like, we didn't get enough traffic for it, we're taking it away. So I guess a lot of people want it to stick around, but we will see if it has that ability.
In some interesting PBE news, there is 2 new summer icons that popped up. One of them is kind of like a spirit Masquerade mask, and another one is Teemo in that Masquerade mask. And it seems like there's going to be a event surrounded by this. I don't know if this is going to be kind of coinciding with Mardi Gras or another event that takes place around the world. But from what they're talking about, we're not going to be able to know if this is going to be an exclusive for non-US players or if this is going to be a global event, which is something really interesting because right now they were talking about it for a few regions, but none of them in the North American area and the European area. So I don't know if this is going to be a launch event or if this is going to be...
Well, I mean, those BR servers did go up relatively recently, so I guess it would make sense for them.
Yeah,
Still, I'd hate to miss out on an event.
Especially one with cool icons in it, you know what I mean? Like, because they look cool, but time will tell. Vel'koz got what looks like his new loading screen cinematic.
/ video. I'm not sure if that whole cinematic is going to be on the login screen or if it's just going to be sort of the after effect of it. It's difficult to say at this point. It stands to reason.
It's 2 minutes, so I don't think it's going to be...
Yeah, I mean, they'll definitely use the audio. I mean, they've done that in the past. But I'm just curious to see if they'll use the whole animation.
Seeing the stuff they're putting out for him is very interesting. They're trying to make him intimidating, like very, very kind of insane and a huge threat against the people of Runeterra. So hopefully we get to see more of like if this leads into an event or something. But what's really interesting is his lore came out. And it's talking about a tower in a ruined city that hasn't been touched and the inhabitant hasn't been there for a long time. So he ties in with Zillion somehow, and it's going to lead into something cool. Hopefully. Because this is the first time in a while where we had...
Zillion rework, maybe?
You have great secrets in you. It's called a right update.
I've seen your death. It was painful.
We did that joke last week, too.
Yes, but that's the nice thing about making jokes about a time traveler. You can do them every week. I've seen your death. It was painful.
Never gets old.
It never does.
Like Crowstorm.
I've seen your death. It was painful.
All right. No more painful deaths.
Some bundles out there and to be sold. Nothing crazy here. A lot of these are kind of similar to some others. A lot of emphasis on certain characters for Hexakill. Definitely worth checking out. There are a lot of good skins in there. Some of which are actually coming out of the vault. Like the one for Katarina and the one for Master Yi. So definitely pick those up if you are interested. And some other cool and interesting skins for cops and robbers. So definitely I say take a look if you're interested in that sort of thing. The bonus RP, the official numbers for that have finally come out. You're going to get a lot of bonus RP for purchasing stuff between the 2nd and 9th of March. The numbers for that are up there on the forums.
As well as on our little bar of information.
Yeah, they're not quite as good as some of the other ones, but these are definitely good. It's basically doubling the bonus RP that you get from it, which can add up pretty quickly if you're buying a lot, and it doesn't really mean too much if you are not.
Yeah, so, if you're buying $10, you're getting 160. Not bad. That's almost a skin. $20, that's 400. That's, decent amount. 35
is 900 extra. That's a skin.
Yeah. It's close. It's still not enough for you to get, a little extra skin unless you buy way high into it, but it's enough to make it worth your while.
If you're buying RP for a whole year's worth of purchases, and, some people do that. I did that once.
It was awful.
Yeah, the nice thing about buying RP like this is that when holidays roll around and gift season rolls around or birthdays, you have the RP in the bank and you can use that. It's not like you have to buy it immediately. So this doesn't all have to be for you. You can sort of use this to, save for gifts if that's your thing. But very interesting. I'm probably not going to get some. I still have a lot of stuff left over from, previous purchase. I have a lot of RP sitting around. I got to use it at some point.
I just buy enough to get what I want, so I'm not tempted to buy anything else.
Yeah, because when you get a lot of RP, it's really easy to be like, oh, well, if I just get this, it doesn't matter. I've got enough.
And then you get down to like 200, you're like, I'm saving this with my life.
And you don't anyway.
Nope.
But, guys, cool stuff. Interesting if you're looking to broker for the rest of the year.
And the last thing is a lot of talks about the Warwick remake. It's going to be both a visual and kit remake, and the tweets and stuff that they've been talking about, saying that he's going to have a lot of potential, and the longer you fight him, the more dangerous he becomes. A lot of stuff that is tentative, but it's interesting to know that he's going to be getting a full rework, and he's going to have a lot of kit changes to it.
Yay!
Yay! Hopefully an updated
Warwick.
Earth skin.
Friggin' Warwick. Warwick Davis. But yeah, guys, we're going to keep you posted about that Masquerade party, and move on to our own section, because there's really only PBE stuff, which is very tentative, as we mentioned.
Our first question comes from a Steam chat box I had last night, and it is from Irish Black Sheep, and he asks, with the digital rights ownership changing in the UK, how would you feel about Riot allowing players to sell skins or other items digitally through the marketplace?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that idea. They've made most of the skins that were exclusive available for purchase already, so it's not like you're excluding people. The problem I see is there's going to be a certain amount of reluctance. And other MOBAs, you can have multiple of an aesthetic item, and you can equip that, and then trade one of them away.
If you have extras, yeah.
In League, you can't own multiples of a skin. You can't own multiples of a champion.
It's a either yes or a no thing.
Yeah, so if you trade it away, you have to get a new one. So there's not really much of a point unless there's a previous limited ed skin that you just don't care for anymore, and you're looking to make top dollar on it. So, I don't know. Maybe. I think you should be able to. I just think for a lot of skins, the bulk of the skins, there's not going to be really a point unless you're looking to make, unless you're looking to convert Riot points / skins or gifts into actual solid cash rather than stuff that's locked to League of Legends, which I think, I don't know, it's a little underhanded, but they shouldn't stop you, certainly.
With skins like this, the way that they kind of run in League of Legends, it seems like I understand that I could pay a little bit more to get this rare skin that's not anymore, but if I already have a skin for a champion, what makes me put out the extra $10, $15 to get that skin that's no longer available on the normal marketplace when I can just use the one I have? So it's kind of like, do I really need that, or do I not? With things like Team Fortress 2 or the Steam card game and stuff like that, they're smaller purchases, a lot of tinier items, and the ones that are very heavy, like the really unusual items, stuff like that, have effects to them that make it worth it. Like the rarer, the percentage base of them being added to the game index and stuff like that is lower, so there's a reason for you to pay a little bit more. But with skins, it's like, okay, my skin's not going to be different from someone who paid the $9.75 for it, so why should I shell $20 for it? So that's my only hesitation with it, unless you're really desperate to have that kitty cat Catriona. So
the only thing it could be is that, you know, someone has a skin that they no longer want, and they'll sell it to you for like $7 instead of $9.75. But they want like PayPal cash.
Yeah,
so that's the danger there. So I definitely think it should be an option. I just think it's going to be a very tricky market due to the way League is structured, and it has some underhandedness to it.
Yep.
Next question comes from
Lee Garden 3. He asks, how do you both think Riot could explore lore elements of League now that the Journal of Justice is gone?
Well, the Journal of Justice has been gone for a long time. We've always talked crap about this. But one of the ways they could certainly do it is with more events, more character interaction, more everything, really.
And they're taking a good step right now with this Vel'koz thing.
Yeah, certainly. But there's definitely room for expansion. Good descriptions of items helps with that. If you have sort of a backstory to the types of items, why they're available, a little subtext, kind of like the Ionian boots did for a while. I don't know, it adds some depth to your itemization. If you make character interactions a little bit more solid and less vague, things like, instead of just being like, oh, you're my brother, I hate you. Instead be like, this happened in our past, I hate you because of this.
Or something small, like if Nasus and Renekton run into each other, something like this, they say something like, it's like the time we were in the Shifting Sands, right, brother? And the other one will go, yes, but this time I won't lose. Something small like that.
I don't know, there's a lot of room for details, and for more expansive lore, the Journal of Justice was good because it was sort of an angle that left a lot of things open for interpretation, which does wonders for your lore. Just writing down the brass tacks of it, while it is good, there's less discussion to be had. So one of the things you guys, that Riot could do is add more stuff that's subject to interpretation.
Less telling us why it's important, like during the whole Lysandra thing, or
and more, sort of giving the aftermath or what happened before, or someone's
or keeping the event
perception,
in, and then later explaining why that's there. Like, give the players like a reason to be like, so why is it that when Ashe and Lysandra are fighting each other on Howling Abyss, this event triggers? Why? And then small hints towards it.
But that doesn't by any means mean don't tell us stuff and hope we figure it out. We need information. So as far as what they could do for lore, more events, more character interaction that's of consequence, and I don't know, just the ability to be able to draw conclusions with some amount of subtlety and certainty.
With endings. Happy endings, of course.
And that's it for questions this week, guys. We love to answer questions. We try to hit at least 2 every week. If you have any questions for us about the show, about League of Legends, about gaming in general, we'd love to hear it. You can ask them in our comments section below. You can send it to our email at spestagaming@gmail.com, or post it on our Facebook page. Or if you're feeling creative, you can do crazy stuff like talk to this gentleman or myself on Steam if you have us. But
take a look at our SoundCloud. We'll be updating that after the show hits the YouTube page. So if you don't have time to listen to it on YouTube, or you don't want to have to deal with the video and all the cool stuff we put into it, the lazier version is going to be on SoundCloud for download. So check it out. The more views we have, the longer we will keep it up. It's something that we're testing out, and if people aren't using it, we'll have to unfortunately take it down because you only get a certain amount of time we have available.
Bummer, dude.
Bummer, bro.
But yeah, guys, kind of a short episode, but again, mostly PBE stuff. There's a lot of PBE stuff going on right now. But hopefully that just means we'll have a bigger episode for you guys later. Otherwise, it's been Axis.
And Water Elemental.
God loves you, and I do too.